Hi, my name is Kirk Hamilton, and this is the Staying Healthy Today show, and it's with great joy I'm interviewing Anabella Bastida.
Yes, Anabella Bastida.
Anabella Bastida. She's the director of COFEM. And so COFEM is a place where I've been doing some work in, but I want you to explain first what COFEM means or is.
COFEM, we are a non-profit organization, and COFEM stands for the Council of Mexican Federations. We are the largest Mexican organization here in the state of California.
So how many Mexican states are there?
Well, in total there are 32 states, but COFEM serves as an umbrella organization for 14 federations.
So 14 federations. And is COFEM around the country, or there's just one in California and that's it?
Well, there are hometown associations all over the country, but most of our work is done here in California. And we are so pleased for the large membership that we serve.
Okay. So I'm here in Los Angeles, California, and so I've done a pilot project with some of the leaders in COFEM here, and I call it the Food is Medicine program and how to stay healthy. And so what we've done is we had 4 weeks, 3-hour talks and presentations by me, and one of the biggest goal is my passion is to reverse chronic diseases like diabetes, which is epidemic in a lot of communities, but especially the Latino community. But the reason I title this Food is the Medicine is what we want to do is not me just giving a lecture, but I have a program, a 21-day program that has some rules. But what we want to do is have the experience with the food. So there's been some cooking and eating in this program, and then some field trips that we'll talk about. But I wanted to have Anabella share her story because, one, she's the director of COFEM, correct? And so it's always good if it works for her. But I want you to understand that Anabella is a very busy person. She is running this organization. She's a mother and husband and children, and she's going back to law school. So one of the things I always like to say is that, people have excuses. I'm too busy. Well, Anabella is very, very busy. And so she's going to tell us a little bit about what she's done. So why were you excited about me doing this program?
Well, I was very excited since I learned about the opportunity, and as I started researching and reading your book, I was amazed about the work that you were doing, and particularly by that time, I was so concerned because I have many allergies, but in addition to that, I was gaining a lot of weight, and as I am so busy, I wanted to find a way in which I can control what I was eating. So when I learned about this project, I really take it at heart, and for me, it has been great. It has been providing me with amazing results.
So aside from what Anabella has done, why do you think this program, a diet program with some lifestyle things, is important for your Latino community?
Well, particularly we are so concerned because of the high rates in cholesterol, obesity, and that's an epidemic. And one of the issues is that sometimes we don't know exactly how to eat, what to eat. And when I learned about the possibility to start reversing diabetes and cholesterol through changing your healthy habits, that's when I really get into it.
Good. So the program is very simple. I've been doing integrative medicine for 30 plus years, and so I came up with 3 weeks, and you have 3 diet changes each week and 3 lifestyle changes. So the first week is you have a large vegetable salad every day, you get off all milk products, and you have 3 pieces of fruit a day and hopefully berries or a green smoothie. The second week is a little bit harder. You get off all processed carbohydrate. You can eat no processed carbohydrate, and you don't use any foods with added oil to them. Controversial, but that's what it is, no oils. And then you also have a half a cup of beans to a cup of beans a day. The third week, and the lifestyle change here, the lifestyle change the first week was to walk 15 or 20 minutes. The lifestyle change for the second week is to just sit quietly for 10 minutes. Now the third week is my experiences with food and food intolerance. So you eat off my basic elimination diet, which has about 10 of the common allergens that are off it, and you eat whole foods. And then you would now limit your animal food to a palmful a day, which is much less than most Americans, but that's even more than any blue zone culture has. And then you limit your nuts and seeds to a palmful a day. So that is the program. Now, I wanted to share. I'm going to show the food that you brought, but so we've done 4 weeks, and it's been well received by the community leaders. And how did you pick out or how did the people get chosen to be part of this program?
So particularly in our organization, we have many members, but we wanted to train. We wanted to, for this cohort, we wanted to select those leaders that were able to get the information, but to disseminate this information among members in the community. And it was a tough decision because we wanted to have this first cohort just to focus on no more than 30 people so they can have all the benefits of the program. And we are so happy because of the results and the engagement of the leaders. And they are making daily changes, but also they are very into inviting other people to be part of this program. In addition to that, they wanted to take the message to the community at large and to just showcase that through changing the way that you are eating, you can make really important steps to improve your health. And just wanted to share that in 20 days I lost like 10 pounds. I feel great, and even though that I as you mentioned, I started law school, I think that I have been able to focus because now I wake up in the morning and I am able to prepare what I'm going to eat through the entire day. And at the same time, I work with my daughter, so she can have as well her lunch, and I can see with my husband that he's also getting into this habit to try to eliminate some foods, but to include a lot of vegetables, to include a lot of fruits, and for us it's really working. And I am so excited to be able to be a testimony, but also to encourage other people to really learn and to really try to follow simple steps that can change your life forever. And at the end of the day, what we want is to have healthy lives. We wanted to do what is in our power to serve our community, but being healthy.
So what sparked this, I'm here for doing an overview of the first 4 weeks, and she brought in her lunch. So I just flew in from Honolulu on a red eye. And so we had this meeting, but she showed me what she brought in a typical day. And so before I get to that, I just want to say that one of the things that I really want to do with this program is I don't want it like some person lecturing up there to teach some principles. I have to do a little bit of that. But what we're trying to design is there's been food brought and made by the people in each of the steps in this program. So for example, we've had breakfast. There was a Saturday morning thing, so breakfast has been there every day of oatmeal and nuts and seeds and coffee without dairy products. And then we've had a big soup made, we've had a big salad made to feed people. And then we had a field trip to a grocery store. That was one of the most profound experiences because people learned where the sugar was in the food, where the fat was in the food, and sugar in the non-dairy sources, and how to find a tortilla that didn't have oil in it. So we got to experience that, and then I want people to eat the food here. So the ultimate dream is the last week, or the second to last week, was people brought in food. With the rule is no added oil, and it couldn't contain any animal products. And so people tried to bring in either Western food or food that was indigenous to the Latino community. And then people got up and presented. And my big dream is to have potlucks, mostly plant-based potlucks, where people bring in food that if they learn how to eat this food, these foods will reverse diabetes and heart disease. Proven. There's no doubt about that. So my dream is that people teach themselves or teach each other how to do this, and then the community drives them to keep going and the results. So I want to go over one of what she brought in today.
And I just wanted to also share that you don't have to starve. You actually have plenty of food, but the difference is the ingredients, is what you are eating. And you don't spend a lot of time cooking. It's just a matter of trying to go to the store and select through the week the items that you decide to eat. So, for instance, this morning, as soon as I wake up, I prepare a smoothie that was very simple done. And as part of the lessons, I learned how to do it in very simple steps, and I am doing that.
So the smoothie, I follow my good friend Dr. Brooke Goldner's encouragement of having a smoothie that has 75% packed greens, 25% fruit, flaxseed in it, and water. So that's how the basics of the smoothie. But I want to show you the breakfast. Can I open this? Here we go.
Well, actually, that's my dinner because I had to go to law school, so that's what I am planning to eat around 7.
So this is steel cut oats? So steel cut oats with blueberries and apples in there. And
it has some nuts as well.
Some nuts. So perfect. Regulates your blood sugar. Berries are protective against a wide range of diseases. Good fats in the nuts. And then we have some beans, which is one of my favorite foods. Every Blue Zone culture eats beans. So for those of you on the no carb diet, it's just not correct. The longest living in the people in the world eat whole grains, and beans is one of the staples. So you have, how'd you make these?
It's just regular beans. Actually, after my daughter helped me to cook at night. Since she arrived early from school, like at 7, so she was able to add in the water and leave the beans for like 2 hours. Yes, they were cooked.
What herbs and spices did you put in there?
It's just a little onion, and that's it.
Any herbs and spices. So here's the thing. When we did our field trip to the grocery store, the Latino community has, their own special herbs and spices. But the truth is, unless you have high blood pressure, then we restrict salt. Other than that, you can have any herbs and spices you want on this program. So this was unique. So this is, you can explain this. So we've got sweet potato, we've got squash, we've got, I don't know what this leaf is. Explain that leaf. This beautiful colored leaf. It looks like a flower.
Yeah, that's actually called flor de calabaza, or flower of squash. And for instance, at my home, my husband likes gardening, so he has some squash. And every day you should see in the morning this kind of flowers. So I know that these flowers they contain a lot of protein, and they are so really good. So usually we cook them with oil and with tomato and with onions. But I decided that I just wanted to have the flowers without adding any oil. And I love asparagus, so that's one of my
asparagus there.
Yeah, I love asparagus. That's one of my favorite vegetables.
So here's what's good about this. You have the long carbohydrate in the sweet potato and the squash, correct? All right, so that gives you long blood sugar. And sweet potatoes do have antioxidants. But then you have the vegetables that I call the medicine. So we want the fuel, which is the good carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are good to reverse heart disease and diabetes as long as they're in their whole state. In fact, I give a whole talk on this in this series just to tell people the difference between a good and a bad carbohydrate. This will reverse diabetes. This will reverse diabetes. Squash was part of the Tres Hermanas. Squash was part of the indigenous diets where they ate beans and corn and squash. So this is a wonderful dish. This is fabulous. I was just so excited about it. Then
my fruit.
She brings fruit. So this wasn't a plan, to be truthful. No. I had no idea. We were going over the program today, and I go, I have to film this. And she's lost 10 pounds. And I remember the first week when she got off the dairy products, some itching and rash went away.
Yeah, I was having struggles with hives. I was in a medicine for over 2 years. Every day I was supposed to be taking Allegra in the morning, and I had to take another medicine and then at night. Otherwise, my body was with a lot of rash and with a lot of hikes, but I have been without the medicine for almost 3 weeks.
So we'll wrap this up now, but the whole point for me is that there's an epidemic of diabetes, an epidemic of heart disease, an epidemic of obesity, and yes, Latinos have a high amount of diabetes and those conditions, but really the whole world does it. I just got back from Hawaii talking to people from the South Pacific and the epidemic of obesity and diabetes in that community. And here's the truth. If we ate our indigenous foods in their whole state, mostly plants, 90% plant food, kept added oils and things out of the diet and sugars, we would reverse these very terrible diseases and help our healthcare system. That is my passion, to reverse, not prevent, but reverse the chronic diseases. So this group is kind of like a pilot group that has taken this. So if you wanted to see this, you can actually watch videos of me telling you how to do this program, and you have the one-page handout. If you go to healthylivingforbusypeople.com, the link will be below this YouTube, and you'll see 23 videos. It walks you through each one of these. And there's also in the download section, there's a section for the main sheet that shows you what to do each week. So, and you can join my mailing list there. So I want to thank Anabella, first of all, for letting me come and teach and share. But my dream is that the Latino community reverses the diabetes and obesity epidemic by creating community potlucks where they follow these rules, but they make their indigenous foods a little bit different. They don't add oil to it, and they keep mostly animal products mostly out of most of them, so it's mostly a plant-based diet. And we reverse heart disease and diabetes in that community, and that people self-teach each other. So when people bring in, when people see this, it wasn't me making this. This was somebody who learned some simple principles and then made this. And this program right here, if people ate like this, will reverse the #1 killer in the world, heart disease, the #6 killer in the United States, diabetes. It's either 6th or 7th, and the obesity epidemic would not be an issue. So anything else you'd like to say about your group?
Well, I just wanted to say that I am so grateful to know Kirk. He is changing my life, and I share the same dream. I send the same dream to take this to the community at large, because in reality it's not complicated. It's the fact that sometimes we don't know those specific rules, and I have yes, appreciation and inviting people to take advantage of Kirk, who in reality he has evolved his entire life. And he has a lot of experience. It's just a matter of us taking the determination. It requires at the beginning some adjustments, but then you will find that it really works. And particularly for me, my daughter was diagnosed with diabetes like 7 years ago. I have a older sister. She was diagnosed with diabetes like 3 years ago, and I saw all their struggle, and I want for me to avoid that. So that's what I am trying to start taking care of myself, eating what is right, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be depending on medication. I don't want to be depending on insulin and things like that. So my motivation is to really help myself, but at the same time, to take this valuable information to our community, so we can prevent, so we can reverse the illnesses such as diabetes.
So I had a translator when I was doing this program help me out. So what I would like you to do is, if you go to, and I'm going to have this link there, pcrm.org. I will put a link under there that's in that organization that will have this in, not my program in Spanish, but it's something very similar. So if someone is Spanish listening to this, they could figure it out from my videos, but they could do this. And so I will have a link there to a program that's in Spanish that is very similar at Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. But if you'd like to say something in Spanish to your community, please.
Well, and decirle a la comunidad que esto es usualmente un programa nuevo. Tenemos el privilegio de tener a Kirk, una persona muy experta en el área. Desafortunadamente, pues no hay muchos programas en español, y uno de mis deseos es de que podamos transferir todo ese conocimiento que nos está ofreciendo Kirk para que podamos llevar programas como estos a diferentes comunidades, a diferentes espacios, porque al final del día nosotros como padres de familia somos responsables de asegurar que nuestros hijos coman saludables, asegurar de que evitemos enfermedades que son controlables, como es la diabetes, como es el colesterol, y que todo al final del día depende de lo que estamos comiendo. Son realmente consejos muy fáciles, es algo que nosotros podemos hacer sin ningún problema, pero requiere determinación, requiere entender que para que estemos saludables tenemos que hacer importantes cambios en nuestra vida, cambios como tratar de eliminar la comida chatarra, tratar de comer menos grasa, tratar de comer carbohidratos, pero tratar de evitar las harinas que saturan nuestro cuerpo y que nos hacen ganar peso y que nos están afectando en nuestro corazón y también en nuestro diabetes y en nuestro colesterol. Entonces, más que nada, invitar a esa comunidad latina a que participe en programas, de que aprenda. Nosotros estamos con todo el interés de poder llevar este programa en español, a diseminarlo en los líderes comunitarios y que esto se replique, porque tenemos que asegurarnos que la comunidad latina pues también tenga opciones y de que podamos nosotros cuidarnos y cuidar nuestra salud.
I wish I could pick out little words here and there. So I'm going to have a link to, it's not my program, but it's something very similar in Spanish if they go here. And maybe what happens if a leader, some Hispanic or Latino leader contacts you? Maybe you can share with them the program, and maybe we can get something going there. right?
Yeah, I am so excited for the opportunity to share what I am learning, to share with other leaders. And as well, we are so excited that we are going to start another cohort, another training, and the next couple 2 weeks. It's just like 3 hours investment every Wednesday from 5 to 8. And you will learn through these 4 classes how you can really change the way that you are eating and the benefits that this imply.
You want to invite people in Spanish?
Sí, invitar a la gente, vamos a empezar nuestro segundo clases, van a ser en 2 semanas, y en estas clases pues vamos a estar vamos a estar de 5 a 8, y en estas 3 horas de inversión que vamos a tener, pues vamos a aprender cosas muy sencillas, consejos muy sencillos que van a impactar realmente nuestra forma en la cual estamos comiendo. Se van a compartir recetas, se van a compartir estudios muy interesantes, pero lo más importante que quiero mencionar es que no es que nos vayamos a matar de hambre, sino en realidad con este programa se come bastante bien, bastante saludable. Nada más es la manera en cómo estamos cocinando. En lugar de estar agregando aceite o manteca a los frijoles, nos tratamos de comer sin esa manteca y sin ese aceite. En lugar de ponerle las calabazas también aceite, las hacemos a vapor. Son realmente cambios muy sencillos, donde la familia se siente, nos sentimos muy satisfechos en lo que estamos comiendo, y no es complicado.
There you have it. So this is Kirk Hamilton. It's the Staying Healthy Today show. I'll have links underneath to the videos that I have that you can just go to. Whether you speak English or Spanish, you'll be able to see me do these things. And underneath the downloads will be the handout that I use. And give us your feedback. And we'd love to take this program to any community that's interested. Because the truth is, if you're going to change America's health, you have to change the way you eat. And it's doable right now to reverse the big killers. Well, it's been known for almost 30 years that we can reverse heart disease, diabetes, obesity with the right education. I'll talk to you soon. You have a fabulous day.